Coming up in today's video, we experiment with some new camera angles.
So just before I start having a look at it,
we earn some new qualifications.
I can essentially say I've got an MVQ level 3 boiler repair.
And some things finally start to go right with the Campervan.
I've only fucking fixed it. Morning! I've just finished the most tedious thing in the world that I cannot stand doing and I would quite happily never do again, which is the school run. All I get the whole way is, can we not have took the car, the Campervan bounces everywhere and it's too noisy. But anyway, that's not what today's video is about. Today's video, essentially, I'm going to try and do what VW haven't been able to do, which is to fix this Campervan's boiler. So you may or may not remember, depending on whether you watched the campsite versus wild camping video, that the boiler kicked up an error, which was the E632h error code that none of the VW manuals and the Truma manuals actually contain. So basically I found a video online where someone has got the same error code on his own converted motorhome thing, and essentially, I don't know if it's the same system or not, but he says that you need to hard reset the boiler, not just by pressing a button in the control panel. Now I need to figure out how to do that. So I've spent a bit of time on Google and I'm basically an expert now on fixing stuff for the Campervan. Or at least now I actually know where the boiler is located in the camper, and it's under the bench seat, and apparently it's held on by Velcro, the bench seat. So I'm going to have a look at that, and if it is, we're in a bit of business really. So just before I start having a look at it, so I just wanted to say as well, before I try and figure out how to fix this, that I really appreciate the amount of views, comments and everything else from everyone. There's been tons of really nice comments which I'm buzzing about. There's been loads of dicks as well, or at least a few. And there's also my favourite comments where it's, I can't understand the words you're saying even with subtitles on. Sweet. Well, realistically, if that's the case, I'm from Sunderland, which means I'm a Mackem, and I have not got a broad Mackem accent in comparison to proper Mackems. And if you do think my accent's hard to understand, I would hate for you to go to Newcastle, because I work with a few and I've got a good few friends who are Geordies, like proper Geordies, and even I need subtitles when I'm in a conversation with them because I haven't got a clue what they're saying. But anyway, I appreciate all the love and support. Sweet. Thanks for that. Let's figure this out, shall we? So apparently this should just be Velcroed on. It does move. It's fucking Velcroed on. I don't know if I'm amazed or disappointed. Like they haven't even there's still the backing tape on there. Oh well, that was easier than I thought. A well organised cupboard of shit. This and probably a drill. I think this looks like it might fit. So just while I'm on unscrewing these, I just wanted to ask really, how rattly is it when you're driving around? This thing does rattle quite a bit. It can get quite noisy, so I'm just wondering if this is actually just genuinely noisy in comparison to everything else, or whether they're all like that. So drop a comment in the comment section below and let us know, like on a scale of 1 to fucking really rattly, obviously really rattly being 10, how rattly your Campervan is of this sort of size. I'm not bothered about your little sort of transporter size T6s and that kind of thing, because they're a lot different to these, but this kind of size, if you've got one, let us know, because this thing makes a right old fucking racket. Right, let's see what this is all about, eh? I think I've unscrewed them all. There's no obvious reset buttons, to be honest. Although this looks like it comes off. Not sure how. There's a hole with something red behind it and a button there as well. So I've pressed basically the only two buttons. I don't know if that one is a button, there's just something red inside the hole, but ultimately I don't know if that done anything. But I can't find any more buttons for this, so I am going to, I'll put this back on and I'll probably screw all the other bits on, to be honest. I made a decision the other day. Obviously I've got issues with the Campervan, I've got tons of issues with them, loads of faults, loads of problems, and there's two solutions. One of them is just to sell it and get shot and get something else, which I don't really want to do, and the other one is just to bite the bullet, either leave it in VW to get repaired or just do it myself. Obviously when I say do it myself, I mean get other people to do it for us, but pay for it myself, and that's the decision I've made. Essentially then, what I'm saying is that I'm going to improve upon, in my opinion, the flaws of the VW Grand California myself. So I'm going to make a list of all the things that I don't like and basically change them. The first thing I'm going to do is the electrics, because I think it's a load of bullshit. The fact that you can't use any of your plug sockets or any of the USB ports, anything other than from the front backwards, if I'm not plugged in at a campsite. I'm going to look at putting a different electric system in alongside the factory stuff, so I'm not messing on with any of the factory bits because I don't really want to. We're going to put something in with some sort of battery storage, potentially solar panels, potentially a few other bits with an inverter there that I can have a couple of plug sockets that I can use when I'm actually off the grid as well. So keep an eye out for that. It is going to be a bit of a series. Obviously I'll document everything that I change and put links to stuff if people want sort of any advice, any problems or any things that I buy that I wouldn't then suggest to other people. Obviously I'll tell you, just like that Bluetti thing, what a load of shit that was. So yeah, that's the plan. Plugged in. Basically what normally happens is if I go on here, temperature, heating, so we'll just put this on. What will normally happen is this starts to flash, the gas thing. Once that starts to flash, it means there's an error. So we'll see. So far it's stayed on. No way. The air is actually coming through hot. I've only fucking fixed it. If that's all it took. All I done was stuck a screwdriver thing in, a reset button, and pressed a different button. That's it. What am I on about saying I'm not handy? I clearly am. Just scrap what I said in that first video. I obviously do know exactly what I'm talking about. I've basically fixed. Is a plumbers that deal with boilers. I'm basically a plumber. Probably get an MVQ level 3 for that. Well, I don't know whether to laugh and celebrate or cry. It's a fucking disgrace that wasn't fixed in 3 weeks in 2 different occasions in total. They didn't fix that. Wow, what a joke. So anyway, turns out if you get E632H is a error code on your boiler, well on the control panel thing, you take your velcroed seat off, take some Torx bits, I don't know what size or anything they are, I don't know if they've come in sizes, but whatever, just get some Torx things, the little stars, take that off. I don't know which of the buttons, because, well, I don't even know if the first one was a button, but there's a little hole with like a red colour inside. I just prodded something in there, and then there's a little brown switchy type button which I pressed, and that's it. So I don't know whether one or the other does it, and I've just pressed both, or whether it's both of them that need to do it. I'm not sure, but ultimately, if that's the error that you get, that's how you fix it on a Grand California. Piece of piss, to be honest. Even I've managed to fix it. Now before I do end the video, if you've got any suggestions of certain things, changes that you would personally make to this campervan, in your opinion, what would they be? Pop them in the comments below, let us have a think, and I'll start to put a list together of the things I want to change, the things I want to install, the things I want to modify, and then we'll see what we can make this VW Grand California like, because in my eyes, personal opinion, just my opinion, it's not the way it should be. so I'm going to fix it. Fuck it, I can do it better than VW. Basically I'm a VW qualified engineer now anyway. Just fixed the boiler. I'm a plumber as well. I think I'm a plumber. Plumbers do boilers, don't they? I can essentially say I've got an MVQ level 3 boiler repair. Sweet. But anyway, on that one, thanks for watching.